It's been a while since I brought you any wild swimming videos on the channel, but as we're about to head into our 4th heat wave of the summer and it's not even August yet, now more than ever it's incredibly important to demonstrate to you places where you can cool off and escape this intense summer heat. Which brings us to here, Cascade d'Arpenaz. Now, this is a little way out of Chamonix, but you can't fail to have noticed this if you're driving up the highway from the direction of Geneva into the Chamonix Valley. It's approximately level with Sallanches as you're heading towards Chamonix, just off the highway, and conveniently it's right next to the motorway junction. The easiest way to get here is by car. Theoretically you could take the train down to the Faye with your bike and cycle here from the Faye between about half an hour to an hour depending on how fast you're, what kind of bike you're on. But realistically, if you're coming down here to escape the heat, find some nice cool water, you're going to cycle past both Lac Passy and the Lac des Ilettes before you get here. So you're going to jump in one of the lakes, you're not even going to bother coming here. So unless you're coming here specifically for a bike ride, the only realistic way you're going to get here is driving. To get here by car, take the highway as far as Sallanches. Make sure you don't miss the junction because it becomes a péage after that. From there, follow the signs to Luzier, a very minor side road, and basically from there you can't miss it. Follow your nose, just literally head towards the waterfall. You can see it from the highway, as I say, so it's very, very obvious. There is a small gravel car park here if you've got a vehicle with enough clearance, but most people tend to just park by the side of the road. There's room for probably a good 10 vehicles along the side of the road there, so that's where most people will stop. Anywhere else in the world, this would be a major tourist attraction. There'd be bars and restaurants at the bottom, kiosks selling key rings and other tat, probably be a boardwalk going up to the waterfall, indeed maybe even behind the waterfall. There might even be some kind of funicular or gondola. But here, as we're only half an hour or less from the base of Mont Blanc, everyone just hurtles past you on the motorway, barely give it a second thought. But it's a real shame because it is absolutely stunning. That said, you'd be forgiving for wondering where actually is the waterfall. At this time of year, the flow rate is incredibly low, especially right now after 3 heat waves already, in the middle of a drought. There's almost nothing coming down. Indeed, the flow rate is so low right now that with the strong valley winds, the water basically gets vaporized before it even reaches the bottom. So actually, you can barely see the waterfall itself, but you can still get to the plunge pools at the bottom. The water does still eventually find its way into the plunge pools. You can still go down there to cool off. But if you were to visit here in spring, or indeed after a particularly big thunderstorm, it's really impressive. The flow rate goes right up. It's an absolutely huge waterfall tumbling down from the cliffs, that little notch all the way up there. And then there's a couple of smaller falls at the bottom as well. It really is super impressive when there is water in it. From the true right bank of the river, so lookers left, as you're standing at the bottom plunge pool, there's a bit of a scrambly path which heads up from there to here, the base of the main fall. It's not an official path, it's just a goat track, and there's no actual climbing on it, but it is pretty exposed in places, so you're gonna need some half decent footwear and you need a head for heights, but it's technically easy. And again, that brings you up to here, the base of the main fall, which, as you can see, as I was saying lower down, virtually no water falling from the actual spout up there actually reaches the plunge pool. It all gets blown off to the side, to the kind of green crags over there, where it collects in the grasses and the mosses, then flows down the side and back into the plunge pool. So yeah, at this time of the year, virtually nothing is actually reaching the plunge pool directly from the main waterfall. Obviously, if you are playing around up here, be incredibly careful you don't slip anywhere over there and go over the edge down and over to the lower falls, because that would not be nice. Also, keep paying attention to the weather forecast, because if there are any thunderstorms up in the Grand Massif, that can in theory send a big surge of water down over the waterfall. So you don't want to be down here if there is a big storm going on up there somewhere. Even if the weather is lovely down here, it could well be thunder and lightning and going crazy up there. So just be aware and be careful of that too. Obviously, this isn't somewhere you can actually come for a swim. Just like my video for the Cascade de Coeur up near Shed. It's somewhere that at the very least you can come here to cool off in the spray as it comes down off the waterfall. Although, as I say, right now the flow rate is so low, barely anything is reaching down here. But let's go check it out anyway. Even this small cascade just here, basically nothing's reaching down here at the bottom now, it's just blowing away. Although right in queue, that's better. Just need to hang around until the wind blows it back towards you. In spring, the waterfall is direct snow melt from up in the Grand Massif, so you can expect the water to be really cold. It would have no time at all to heat up from melting up there to falling over the waterfall. But this time of year, the snow is all but gone up there. It's a desert basically, so this is now fed by groundwater, which is of course much warmer, and it's taken much longer to get down here as well, as there's lower flow rate. So actually right now the water's pretty warm. If you wish to fully submerge yourself in the water, you stand a better chance down in the bottom plunge pool, so that's where I'm heading, back down now. So that was the Cascade d'Arpenaz. The water's very comfortable at this time of year. It's probably about 28 degrees, same temperature as an outdoor swimming pool, so nobody's going to struggle to get in and out of that water. It's, yeah, very, very temperate. At its deepest point, it's probably about, comes up to my waist, so yeah, it's not a big plunge pool, but you could fully submerge yourself in there. Not going to do any laps, but have a proper wash, get your head under if you really wanted to. The water does look quite murky, but it's mostly just the silt being stirred up as everyone's in there kicking it around, so it is nice fresh water. Wouldn't advise drinking it, but it's, yeah, it's clean enough. I have a full playlist of wild swimming spots in the area, which I'll link up here somewhere. So that's well worth checking out, especially during this next heat wave that's about to come. It's going to get very, very hot. Some are, of course, more wild than others. Some are basically recognised open water swim spots. Others are waterfalls like this, or river spots, etc. But yeah, it's all about enabling you to find ways to cool off in this crazy summer heat.